welcome. And anyone's first time practicing Zen meditation? Okay. So, what we do in this class is typically approximately 20 minutes of meditation, about a 10-minute talk, and then another 20 minutes of meditation. So, and just a brief overview of Zen meditation. So this will be a silent meditation, and as opposed to me talking and guiding you. So typically in Zen, we meditate with our eyes slightly opened and sort of gazing downward a bit. The idea there just being to help one stay present in the moment, not falling asleep or daydreaming or and then the posture, just however, whether you're sitting in a chair or on a cushion, is just to be mindful of your posture, and ideally to sit, not to be rigid, but to sort of sit upright. And if you're in a chair, have your feet on the floor. So, in your hands, you can have your hands comfortably placed wherever in your lap. Common practice in Zen is the cosmic mudra, one palm on, typically the left palm on top of the right, and then the thumbs lightly touching, and then placed down a little below your navel, called your hara. What else? Breathing, just breathe normally and be aware of your breath. Some people like to count their in-breaths and count to 10 and then keep them focused. You don't have to. A lot of people, especially in the beginning, count their breath. What else? Thoughts. The best explanation I've heard is to picture your thoughts like clouds passing by. So just let your thoughts pass by like clouds. And then it's, normal to think, I haven't gotten to the level yet of being able to drop off of body and mind. And sometimes I've noticed little periods, little gaps, So just to, what else? Not be judgmental of yourself, to be kind and compassionate towards yourself. It's easy to judge ourselves about how our meditation is going, or So if your mind is busy and monkey mind, as they say, it is what it is. That's why we call it practice. What else? Yeah. Can't think of anything else at the moment, so we'll go ahead and get started. And if you do have to get up, during the meditation or adjust your posture, just do so mindfully. Yeah, okay. feel free to move around a little bit if you need to. My feet always tend to fall asleep. This is from a little reading from Charlotte Joko Beck, who the book is Everyday Zen, and she was a Zen Buddhist priest here in San Diego. She passed away in the early 20-teens. I think in her 90s, but I just love this book. It's so Everyday Zen. It's just really easy to read and very relatable. Enlightenment is not something you achieve. It is the absence of something. All your life you have been going forward after something, pursuing some goal. Enlightenment is dropping all that, but to talk about it is of little use. The practice has to be done by each individual. There is no substitute. We can read about it until we are 1,000 years old, and it won't do a thing for us. We all have to practice, and we have to practice with all of our might for the rest of our lives. What we really want is a natural life. Our lives are so unnatural that to do a practice like Zen is, in the beginning, extremely difficult. But once we begin to get a glimmer that the problem in life is not outside ourselves, we have begun to walk down this path. Once that awakening starts, once we begin to see that life can be more open and joyful than we had ever thought possible, we want to practice. We enter a discipline like Zen practice so that we can learn to live in a sane way. Zen is almost 1,000 years old, and the kinks have been worked out of it. While it is not easy, it is not insane. It is down to earth and very practical. It is about our daily life. It is about working better in the office, raising our kids better, and having better relationships. Having a more sane and satisfying life must come out of a sane, balanced practice. What we want to do is to find some way of working with the basic insanity that exists because of our blindness. It takes courage to sit well. Zen is not a discipline for everyone. We have to be willing to do something that is not easy. If we do it with patience and perseverance, with the guidance of a good teacher, then gradually our life settles down, becomes more balanced. Our emotions are not quite as domineering. As we sit, we find that the primary thing we must work with is our busy, chaotic mind. Oh, God. Isn't that the truth? We are all caught up in frantic thinking. And the problem in practice is to begin to bring that thinking into clarity and balance. When the mind becomes clear and balanced and is no longer caught by objects, there can be an opening. And for a second, we can realize who we really are. But sitting is not something that we do for a year or two with the idea of mastering it. Sitting is something we do for a lifetime. There is no end to the opening up that is possible for a human being. Eventually, we see that we are the limitless, boundless ground of the universe. Our job for the rest of our life is to open up into that immensity and to express it. Having more and more contact with this reality always brings compassion for others and changes our daily life. We live differently, work differently, relate to people differently. Zen is a lifelong study. It isn't just sitting on a cushion for 30 or 40 minutes a day. Our whole life becomes practice, 24 hours a day. So I'll stop there. 7:35. Okay. So maybe a few minutes before we start again. Does anybody have any comments or? I don't know, it just really resonates with me what she says there. It's like, I don't know what else to say. It's like she says it. She says it all right there.
It sounds like a lot to do, doesn't it? Like, it's every minute of every day for the rest of your life. Oh, it's just that. Okay.
Yeah, right.
But it makes a huge difference when you do it. And when you don't do it, you notice it. Probably other people around you notice it too. So.
Yeah. It can't. There, yeah, part of that reading is a little bit like, whoa, I'm in AA and recovery, and it's like, wait a minute. That, they talk about one day at a time, and this is like, what? My whole, do this practice for every day, my whole life. Sounds a little daunting, but yeah. I know my teacher, who is in Cleveland, Ohio, because that's where I'm from, and that's where I started practicing Zen. Even though I live here now, but I still have my teacher in Cleveland. He focuses so much on, his talks are so much on just this is it, like just this is it. My head constantly says, but, there's got to be a but there, Like, no, just this is it. This day, this hour, this moment. Like all of us coming together here in this room at this moment. Just this moment right now is it, we have this opportunity. It's never going to happen again. We may be back here again, but all of us together is only happening this one time, right now. So, yes.
And putting the responsibility back on what's happening in your own head. That part struck me as well, because it doesn't hold it. Even bad things can happen. It doesn't matter what's happening out here or who's doing what. How you're processing it is the responsibility is firmly back on you and how
So like, kind of like what you want to entertain in your head, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's so easy for me. I have all these books at home that I have not read, and I keep buying more. And I'm like, I haven't read all of those books, but, I think, so like sometimes I'll beat myself up and I'll be like, I don't know if I'm going to live long enough to read all my books, or all the books I want to read. And then I start thinking about all the places I haven't gone. I'm not going to be able to go everywhere, But then there's something, and I think it's that Zen practice helps me, I don't know, just like appreciate what I have read and where I have gone. And that, I love Thich Nhat Hanh because he's just like, so the words that he chooses are so, he loves like words like precious, And I mean, I have 2 really precious dogs. And it's like, Thich Nhat Hanh would say, what a precious moment this is, and we get to experience our dogs, or that flower, or, I've been coming here for a little over a year, and I've seen this precious garden right out here take shape. Because I think it's Joe, the gardener, it just, tenderly loves this cute little garden. So, I don't know, to me that's Zen, just being present with being able to see things, see people, and be present, be available for others. Any other comments? All right, we'll go ahead and so we'll do like 15 minutes, okay? Beings are numberless. I vow to save them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to put an end to them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha's way is unsurpassable. I vow to become it. So thanks everybody for being here. Definitely helped my practice being here. So thank you. Have a good night. And Meredith has some announcements.
Hi everybody, tonight's host Meredith. We opened the Dharma Bum Temple 18 years ago to introduce Buddhist practice to those who show up. Those who lead are not nuns, monks, gurus, masters, or teachers and are not looking for students. They are simply practitioners sharing their interpretation of the practice. Every night we have different classes led by different people from various Buddhist traditions. We have a recovery sangha that meets several times a week for anyone with addiction, and our food redistribution program is every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We have classes and programs every day, and everything we offer here is always free. The full schedule is on our website and is also posted in the entryway above the shoe rack. We have a lending library. If you see a book you like, feel free to borrow it and bring it back whenever you're done with it. Please straighten your seat or cushion before you head out. Thank you for being here. We wish you well, and we hope to see you all again soon.